Welcome to today's class. This is our third class on the topic partnership firm. It's a very important topic. So today we are going to learn about interest on capital. How to calculate interest on capital of the partners. So first we will recap what we have learned already. According to section 13 of the Indian Partnership Act, when there is no deed, then no capital interest will be allowed. So here I just want to add up. In the partnership deed, if a firm has a partnership deed, but if it is not written, if the rate of interest is not written, then too we will not provide interest on capital. Okay, now let's see how we will provide interest on capital. When the capital is disproportionate, to profit sharing ratio, the partner who have contributed more have to be compensated. So at that point of time, the partners, they all agree for providing interest on capital. So when they agree, they write it on the partnership deed and it will be provided. Allowed only when there is profit. The next point is very important. Only when the firm is getting a profit, interest on capital is allowed. So if it incurs loss, yes, obviously they won't get any interest on capital. So there is one more condition. Insufficient profit. What do we mean by insufficient profit? Say if the net profit is less than the interest of capital, the amount of interest of capital, then we will not provide interest on capital. What we will do, we will share the profit in the capital ratio. The profit will be shared among the partners in the capital ratio. Here, one more thing I just want to add. Interest on capital is usually provided before sharing the profit to the partners. That is, net profit we will allow the interest on capital, then the remaining amount will be shared with the partners. Let's see the journal entries to be made in the books of the partnership firm. First, providing interest on capital. So when the interest is due, we have to provide a journal entry. So interest on capital account is debited to partners capital account. So partners capital account is credited. Okay, now when it is due, we have made the entry. Now for closing interest on capital account. So what's the entry? Profit and loss appropriation account is debited to interest on capital account. So interest on capital account is credited. So when it is credited, we are able to close the interest on capital account. Let's see the calculation of interest on capital. I'll give you a small formula so that it will be easy for us to do the problem. Interest on capital is equal to amount of capital into rate of interest per annum. That is, for a year we'll have a interest, say 6% per annum. So we'll put 6% into period of interest. So what do we mean by period of interest? Normally interest on capital is calculated for a year. That is for 12 months. But if there is any change in the capital, for example, if any amount of capital is added or any amount of capital is withdrawn, so accordingly we have to find the interest on capital. An important thing to note here is, normally interest on capital is calculated on the capitals at the beginning for the relevant period. So how to find the beginning capital? So in some problems we may know the capital at the beginning. If it is not given, then how to find? So here you can apply what you have learned in incomplete record, statement of profit and loss. There we did the calculation. So when the end capital is given, we add the drawings we less the additional capital or profit if it is fluctuating capital, then we will get the opening capital.
Now let's work out few problems so that we can understand the concept more clearly. Problem number 1. Anthony and Akbar were partners who share profits and losses in the ratio of 3:2. Balance in their capital accounts as on 1st January 2018 was Anthony 60,000, Akbar 40,000. On 1st April 2018, Anthony introduced additional capital of 10,000. Akbar introduced additional capital of 5,000 during the year. Calculate interest on capital at 6% per annum for the year ending 31st December 2018. So in this problem, capital account on 1st January is given, and when we see Anthony has introduced an additional capital on 1st April, and when we talk about Akbar, he has introduced additional capital 5,000 during the year. So specifically the date is not given. Now let's see the solution. Calculation of interest on capital. Interest on Anthony's capital account. So let's see how the interest is calculated for Anthony. As we have seen as a formula, so how we'll do is 60,000, that is the amount of capital, opening capital, into rate of interest, that is 6%, 6 by 100. So this is for the whole year. So the period of interest is 1 year. So we are not putting as multiple into 1. So that gives us a value of 3,600. Now let's calculate for the additional capital. So additional capital was introduced on 1st April. So it is 9 months. So here if you see amount of capital, that is additional capital 10,000 into rate of interest 6 by 100 into 9 by 12. That is the period of interest. So that gives an amount of 450. So total interest on capital for Anthony is 4,050. Now let's calculate for Akbar. Yes, first we'll calculate the opening capital. So it is 40,000, 6%, 6 by 100. So we get an amount of 2,400 for the whole year. Next, as we saw in the question, it was not mentioned when the additional capital was introduced. So if in the problem it is not mentioned, then we will take it as 6 months. So this is a condition. For any problem, if the date is not given, then we will take it for 6 months. So 5,000 into 6 by 100, that is rate of interest, into period of interest is 6 by 12. So that gives us rupees 150. So total is 2,550. The next problem. Problem number 2. From the following balance sheets of Brinda and Praveena, who share profits and losses in the ratio 3:4. So the profit sharing ratio is 3:4. So we have to calculate interest on capital at 6% per annum. Let's see what's given. Balance sheet is given, capital accounts, profit and loss appropriation account, and sundry assets. Okay, let's see the extra details which are given. On 1st July, Brinda introduced an additional capital of 6,000. And on 1st October, Praveena introduced 10,000. Okay. Then drawings. Drawings of Brinda and Praveena during the years were 5,000 and 7,000 respectively. Profit earned during the year was 31,000. So here closing capital is given. So always we calculate interest on capital on the opening capital. So in this problem, we have to calculate the opening capital. Then we have to move on for calculating the interest on capital. Let's work out. Solution. So capital on 31st December, that is the closing capital, 30,000 and 40,000 respectively. Then drawings, the additional information was given. It was 5,000 and 7,000. So we add, then we less additional capital. And also when it is fluctuating capital, profit already is there, we have to less. So here there is an adjustment. What is the adjustment? If you could see the question, in the question it was very clearly given, profit and loss appropriation account, it was 10,000. It was given profit and loss appropriation account, it was given 10,000. But actually it was given profit during the year was 31,000. So what is the profit to be credited? So 31,000 minus 10,000, that will give us 21,000. So this 21,000 should be shared among the partners in the profit sharing ratio, that is 3:4. So 21,000 is shared as 9,000 and 12,000. So now by doing this calculation we get the opening capital. Now we can find the interest on capital. Here I am not going to work it out as we know how to work it out. So we'll move on to the next problem. Problem number 3. A and B contribute 4 lakh and 2 lakh respectively as capital. The respective share of profit is 3:2. And the profit before interest on capital for the year is 27,000. This is a little bit different problem. This problem will help us to apply our concept which we have studied. Let's see. Compute the amount of interest on capital in each of the following situation. First situation, if the partnership deed is silent as to the interest on capital. As we have learned, if the partnership deed is silent, then there is no need to provide interest on capital. Let's move on to the second situation and the third situation. If interest on capital at 3% is allowed as per the partnership deed, and if the partnership deed allows interest on capital at 5% per annum. Let's work out these two situations for a better understanding. So here profit before interest on capital is 27,000. So computation of interest on capital. So with 3%, 3 by 100, and we get 12,000. For B it is 6,000. So let's add this two. When we add this two, we get 18,000. So 18,000 is less than 27,000. So this shows there is sufficient profit. So interest on capital will be provided. Next is 5% interest on capital is 5%. So now we are providing with 5%. We get for A it is 20,000 and for B it is 10,000. Now let's add this two. It is 30,000. So 30,000 is more than the interest. So when it is more than the interest, the profit is insufficient. So what we will do, we will not provide interest on capital. We will not provide interest on capital. Instead what we do, the profit, that is the 27,000, will be distributed to the partners in the capital ratio, that is 2:1. In the capital ratio, that is 2:1. This is the main thing which you have to keep it in mind.
Here I like to conclude today's class. In today's class, we learned how to calculate interest on capital and we worked out few problems. If you have any doubt, please write in the comment box. In the next class, we will learn about how to calculate interest on drawings. Thank you.